Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show. Real talk, big opinions, and fearless conversations. From the front lines of politics to the latest in pop culture. From breaking sports headlines to the stories that move the world. Nothing's off limits, and nobody's holding back. Arrington Gavin is here to break it down, build it up, and keep it all the way real. So turn it up, lean in, and let's get into it. This is the Arrington Gavin Show.
What is happening, ladies and gents? Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show, your go-to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day, whether it's politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz. Look, we're diving deep and keeping it real, so please do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. All right, ladies and gents, on this evening's conversation, we have a lot of things we're going to try and get go through in this hour. A little bit of follow-up from last show. Spoke about Louisiana Republicans really playing dirty. What I mean by that is, in a recent election, a gentleman by the name of Calvin Duncan became a criminal court clerk after 28 years for murder he didn't commit. Now office may be shut down. Okay, so it says here that Louisiana Republicans moved to eliminate the court won by an exonerated man. They're looking to eliminate a court office. Okay, so once again, corruption at its finest, taken away from the people, taken away from the voters. It's a lot. There's a lot of that happening right now. Also, what else do we have on the show today? Former Mike Pence aide, or former aide to former Vice President Mike Pence, has announced that she will be running for Congress as a Democrat. Olivia Troye is her name, who worked in the Trump administration the first term, and she left in 2020, then went on to endorse Biden, and then following that, she endorsed Kamala Harris. So she is officially announced that she is not only no longer a Republican, she is a Democrat. She's running as a Democrat here in my home state of Virginia. So we're going to talk more on that. Also, I want to ask you this question, y'all. Do you think you can create a new name for a political party if someone offered you $100,000? Could you find the right name for a new political party if someone offered you $100,000? Well, billionaire John Morgan, John Morgan, Florida billionaire, has announced that he is offering $100,000 to anyone who creates the name of a new political party he wants to start up, because he was a longtime Democratic donor. He was very outspoken in the recent presidential election, not happy with the candidate of choice, and now he's just frustrated with both sides of the aisle. And we see this time and time again when folks are like, look, I'm politically homeless, so either we start a new party or it's going to be a minute before I cast my vote. So I just saw this story and I'm like, this is interesting, and I want to talk about it here on the show. If we have time, I have a couple others, like the one, the only Dave Chappelle, comedian Dave Chappelle, could possibly be bringing back his show, The Chappelle Show. Hey, all I'm saying is, look, there's my top two favorite comedians of all times: Bernie Mac at number one, the late great Bernie Mac, and Dave Chappelle at number two. If Dave Chappelle brings back Chappelle's Show, I don't know how I feel about that, because it's a part of history that you can't repeat itself. The Chappelle Show was a show like no other. Yes, I would have loved to have seen this show extend longer than it did, but it didn't. Now, could he basically catch up where it left off? No, you can't. I don't care how successful, how hilarious he is. It just won't be the same. First of all, Dave Chappelle in sketch comedy, I don't think meshes too good right now, in my honest opinion. He's much older. He's still extremely funny. He gets funnier and funnier every time he touches a mic. I do think that maybe he could, I don't know, maybe he can start almost like his own. Well, we'll talk more about it in the show. And lastly, Stephen A. Smith is not happy with folks that are speaking about invoking the 25th Amendment due to the status and the actions coming from Washington, and especially specifically from this president that is currently serving in office. So we got a lot to discuss here on the show, as always, y'all. But before we move forward, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule for tuning into the Arrington Gavin Show. As you know, we drop new episodes Monday through Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube, as well as wherever you listen to your podcast. You can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show, iHeart, Spotify, Apple, just to name a few. You can also listen in on the program. If you happen to be in these selected cities that I will be mentioning, you can listen to us on the radio airwaves. First up, KSHP 1400 AM and or 107.1 FM Las Vegas. You can listen into the Arrington Gavin Show Fridays at 8 p.m. Pacific time. Again, that's only on KSHP 1400 AM and 107.1 FM. Then we're going to head over to the Metro Atlanta area. If you happen to be in that area and you're in your car, be sure to turn your radio dial to WDJY 99.1 FM to the Arrington Gavin Show, where you can hear it weeknights at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, that's only on WDJY 99.1 FM, straight talk. And then lastly, New Orleans. We heading to New Orleans. Who Dat Nation? WBOK 12:30 a.m. You can listen into the Arrington Gavin Show weeknights at 7 p.m. Central Time. Again, that's only on WBOK 12:30 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about. All righty, now that we have that shared, be sure to follow us on all social media platforms. You can follow me at the Arrington Gavin Show on Instagram. You can also follow our new X page. You can just type in the Arrington Gavin Show, or you can follow us. Our handles is AG Show Live. Okay, AG Show Live on X, formerly known as Twitter. You can also follow us on Facebook, Substack. Am I forgetting anything? Oh, and TikTok. You can also check us out on TikTok as well. So we're everywhere. We're everywhere. That's our goal. We want to make sure we're in front of your face, and our show is grabbing your attention every single time. So let's see here. What do I want to get started first? I guess we're gonna kind of go off format here. Normally I'll share a study or just kind of see how you all are doing in X, Y, and Z, and then I'll head into a commercial break. But I really want to get started with some of our stories because we have a lot to tap into on today's show. So first one I'm gonna share is this story happening in Louisiana involving a former exonerated man who won by a landslide, won an election for court clerk. Okay, now has to basically fight to receive that seat because Louisiana Republicans specifically, is trying to move to eliminate the court office. Let me go ahead and pull up this graphic here so I can put a face to it for you all. All righty, so that gentleman right there, that very overjoyed, excited individual right there is Mr. Calvin Duncan. Voters in New Orleans elected him. First of all, let me kind of give you a backstory. So Mr. Duncan, who was exonerated after he spent almost 30 years in prison for a crime he did not commit. Okay, now Republicans are trying to pass a bill that would prevent him from ever taking office. Okay, so this is reported by The Guardian. Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry and the Republican-controlled state legislature are racing to eliminate his job before he can be sworn in. Calvin Duncan, again, won this election for clerk court, okay, criminal clerk. That is a tongue twister. My apologies, y'all. I'm struggling trying to say it. Court clerk. He won it by 68% of the vote last November to become the Orleans Parish clerk of criminal court after pledging to reform the justice system based on his own experience fighting to access court records while in maximum security prison. Now, Mr. Duncan rebuilt his life in part by running for winning the clerk's office, but Louisiana State Senate Republicans recently voted to scrape Duncan's new job as part of a broader effort to streamline the judiciary in New Orleans, a Democratic hub with a predominantly black electorate. The state legislature is largely Republican and white, and the deeply red state has been leading efforts to gut the Voting Rights Act. Oh my gosh. And see, again, hypocrites. Let me get to you on this story. Mr. Duncan told the Associated Press he believes he's being retaliated against by Louisiana officials who have long denied his innocence, even though his name is listed on the National Registry of Exonerations. Republicans say it isn't personal and defend the effort as a step toward government efficiency. Yeah, right. Government efficiency, my you know what. The citizens of New Orleans overwhelmingly said, I want to give this person a chance. He can make a difference. Duncan, who is a Democrat, told lawmakers during a March committee hearing, what this bill does, it says, thank you, but you wasted your time. It disenfranchises everybody. And we talk about this all the time. We talk about this every time. The case started with the 1981 murder of a 23-year-old David Yeager and landed Duncan in prison for more than 28 years. In 2011, on the eve of hearing to consider new evidence, prosecutors offered to reduce Duncan's sentence to time served if he pleaded guilty to manslaughter and armed robbery. Duncan was freed, but he didn't give up trying to clear his name. Finally, in 2021, a judge agreed and convicted and vacated Duncan's sentence altogether. A state attorney general in 2023, Landry opposed Duncan's petition to compensate it for his wrongful conviction. Duncan withdrew the petition after Landry's successor, Liz Murrow, threatened to go after Duncan's law license in the state. When Duncan ran for clerk, Murrow vowed to take further action against him if he did not stop calling himself exonerated. I mean, wow, it just gets worse and worse, y'all. Landry and Murrow have pointed to Duncan having accepted the 2011 plea deal for manslaughter and armed robbery. I'm reading a quote here from Duncan after he told the Associated Press, the Attorney General made clear during the election that if I continue to accurately speak about my innocence and exoneration, that I would face consequences from her office. We are seeing those consequences today as she and the governor try to undo the will of 68% of voters in New Orleans. That's right, folks. You heard it right there. Elected officials were taking away your right. They were taking the power out of your hands, clear and simple. Proof is right there in the pudding. Proof is right there. Murrow said she had no involvement in the move to eliminate the office. Landry told the AP that governor, by the way, told the AP that eliminating Duncan's elected office was about improving government efficiency and cleaning up a system in New Orleans that has been plagued by dysfunction and corruption for years. Proponents of consolidating the criminal court clerk will with the civil court clerk says the office are combined in the parishes. Terminating the criminal court clerk position would save the state an estimate of $27,300 according to the office of the legislature auditor, which added that the cost of combining clerk's office were unknown. So they telling me they're doing all this to save $27,000. $27,000 out of what overall budget? Exactly. The bill's Republican author, State Senator Jay Morris, who represents a district of North Louisiana, acknowledged that once Duncan's elected position is eliminated, the civil court clerk might struggle to handle the influx of cases. The solutions, he says, is to hire someone. So it's like, just why? People have spoken. He's the man for the job. He won fair and square. Keep it moving. See, I don't know how many times I gotta tell y'all, Republicans are scrambling right now. Republicans are scrambling. And I speak with my friends on the right because I'm like, what is happening? What is happening? Folks that oppose the current Republican, let's just be frank here. The Republican Party that most folks know is no longer in existence. The Republican Party I know is no longer in existence. Okay. The Republican Party that I was aware of no longer exists. You got MAGA, and then you got a straw influx of Tea Party members, right? That is the new, the new Republican Party at this point. Other New Orleans elected judicial officials whose jobs may be eliminated in the future would be allowed to serve out their terms, but not Duncan. Morris told lawmakers that the goal is to pass the law in time to prevent Duncan from taking office before the start of his 4-year term. The bill on track to pass by the GOP-controlled House and approved by Landry would immediately go into effect with the governor's signature. State Senator Royce Duplessis quoted, "I have never seen something so barbaric." I don't think anybody has, Senator, but we're seeing it today. We're seeing again. Look what's going on in Washington. Look who's running the country. Are we shocked? I'm gonna keep on asking that. Are we shocked? He added on to say, "I understand politics. I know you all are going to vote how you are going to vote, but just know when we are all done here, history has a record." Duncan, who's 62 years old, was the driving force behind a 2020 U.S. Supreme Court decision that ended non-unanimous jury convictions. He has also founded a nonprofit dedicated to expanding incarcerated people's access to the court system. He has said being elected to the clerk's office was the culmination of his life's work. Y'all, we are going to continue to follow up more with this. Somebody, obviously you can continue to follow up with further news, especially news happening in the New Orleans area by continue to listening to WBOK 1230 AM. For those who are out of the New Orleans area, look, go online to WBOK1230am.com. Be sure, or WBOK Media, be sure to follow up with all the great reporters there and all the programs on that station because and also too, there's a Gary Chambers Jr. who is by far, in my opinion, the primary voice of the people of the Louisiana, really the state of Louisiana, but primarily well, I'll just say primarily in New Orleans, because he is a advocate. He was a former political candidate. Louisiana came very close. Man knows his stuff. He spoke about it on his platform. And again, this is an ongoing conversation, case and story that is circulating around New Orleans. So I'm gonna try and hit up some of my contacts to bring them on the show, see what's their take on it and how everything is going and stuff like that. So, y'all, I just had to share this story with you all because with our large platform and the platform that is continue to grow, these are issues that I love to discuss because people have to be aware and informed. Like, this is stuff that exists right now. It's 2026. This is corruption at its finest that exists. So when we speak on it, we're not just talking blowing hot smoke or sharing talking points. No, we're sharing real life issues that is going on, and it's disgusting. So I'm just praying for the best for this, because at the end of the day, it's a huge disservice from the people of New Orleans, those who have voted for this individual, the man who has a wonderful story, being incarcerated after serving almost 30 years for a crime he didn't commit, now trying to do good for the judiciary system in his area. Come on now. It doesn't get any better than that. All right, my friends. Well, look, I'm going to take a quick break here. You're listening to the Arrington Gavin Show. Do not go anywhere and do not change that dial.
6'10", number one pick, 16 seasons, college player of the year, all rookie standout. Joe Smith built a career on grit, consistency, and showing up.
Greatness isn't just about the game. It's about how you show up every day. Rugged Evolution now offers body care products for every man, because not every man wears a beard, but every man deserves care. Greatness doesn't fade.
It evolves. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Every beard deserves to be legendary, and every man deserves care.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to
And we still in traffic.
I don't look familiar, do I? Not in this seat.
Hey, what's that you listening to?
Here to host today.
Hey, turn it up.
Yeah, this that new Gold Verse app. I got you.
So y'all want to know where the goats are? They're off on the sidelines.
Looking for fresh, relevant content wherever you go?
What was the name of that he said?
Introducing GoatVerse TV.
GoatVerse, that's what it's called.
The free streaming app that brings you the best podcasts, current events, and thought-provoking opinions all in one place. Download it now from the Apple Store or Play Store. In Goats, we trust.
Every man has a story to tell. Your ambitions, your achievements, your legacy. Your suit should reflect that story, crafted precisely, designed for impact, and tailored exclusively for you. We work with only the finest fabrics, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends from world-renowned mills in Italy, the UK, and India. These fabrics are the foundation of custom suits that exude elegance and stand the test of time. But a suit isn't just about fabric, it's about fit, and it's about confidence, and it all starts with you. When you work with me, you'll receive a personalized consultation, whether in person or over Zoom. Together, we'll explore your vision and discuss your needs, and we're gonna bring your ideas to life. My journey as a designer includes apprenticing under New York-based designer Clavon Leonard, showcasing collections at New York Fashion Week, Algeria Fashion Week, and the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. That experience is what we bring to every suit we create, from weddings to corporate events and everything in between. We specialize in crafting one-of-a-kind suits for life's most significant moments. Dapper Luke has been recognized as one of Baltimore's best menswear in 2023, and I was honored to be one of the 10 designers selected for the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. With over 900 satisfied clients, we proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore, bringing world-class designs to these incredible communities. We don't just make suits, we craft confidence. Your suit will fit your body, your style, and it will tell your story. Book your free online personal consultation today. Visit www.dapperluke.com.
All right, family, welcome back to the show. I'm your guy, Arrington Gavin. Look, I want to talk about the latest news about the 25th Amendment. Folks are calling out to invoke the 25th Amendment against Donald Trump. So let me first explain to you all what the 25th Amendment is, because you're probably like saying, okay, can you remind me on again on what this amendment means? What is this? So the 25th Amendment is very simple. What happens if, well, this basically, okay, how can I put it? Okay, basically explains what happens if a sitting president passes, resigns, becomes unable to serve, or if the vice president becomes a vacate. For example, it was ratified in 1967 after the assassination of JFK. So here are some key sections in this. There's multiple. First one is vice president becomes president if president, again, as I mentioned, passes, resigns, or is removed. Okay, is removed. The vice president becomes a president. Section 2 shows that filling a vacant vice presidency. If the vice president's office becomes empty, then the president nominates a new VP, and both the House and Senate must approve by majority of the vote. All right. Let me see. There's another one. Temporary transfer of power. If the president knows there be temporary unable to do the job, right, during surgery, for example, they can temporarily transfer power to vice president as acting president. Then final, the president declared is unable. So again, it's all kind of bringing on the same thing. What they're trying to do is just remove him from office. That's basically what it is. They're trying to find a way to remove Trump from office. Good luck with it. I doubt it. Bringing up the whole impeachment, this impeachment, that. What has that done? That has not won the Democrats anything. What does that do? So that's why sometimes I hear the Democrats saying, "Hey, look, we got to invoke. We have to impeach him." But what the hell does that do? It didn't do anything the first time. He's twice impeached, by the way, twice. Ain't do nothing. This man's on his second term. So continue to share exactly what are your strategies, because eventually you got to be like a realistic and be like, why waste your time? All you're doing is just continue just to say, well, we're going to do it. And then we're going to, again, it's going to be nothing but airtime talking about this whole thing. Is dumb. But one person that really was irritated with all the criticism of calling for an invoke on the 25th Amendment against Donald Trump was, of course, your favorite guy, your new political commentator, Stephen A. Smith, which I'll be honest, Stephen A. Smith, I mean, he speaks truth from here and there, right? But there's some points where it's just like, bro, just okay, you gotta shut up on this one. But I mean, who am I to judge? Stephen A. is a lot more ahead than I am. He has the multiple $1 million contracts. He has the show. Look, I'm a fan, so I've been on this show somewhat supporting and defending Stephen A. Smith. Like I said, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the show. I'm a fan of the fact that he says what's on his mind, no hesitation. He's not scared to receive the criticism. I appreciate that, and I respect it too. He's not a party line guy. He is simply American people, and that's the same on this program as well. I am not married to any party whatsoever. I'm gonna always focus on what benefits Black people, then minorities, then all people. That's just the way I am. That's just the way my heart is, and it's simply just the right and wrong. It's those that are in need of assistance, and we should not live in a world where people are above anybody. So enough about me, but let me go ahead and share this soundbite of Stephen A. Smith giving his take on this whole all these outlets sharing or people criticizing the president and them wanting to invoke the 25th Amendment.
And unlike Marjorie Taylor Greene or a bunch of people on the right, bloviating, talking out of both sides of their mouth, knowing that they're pushing for something that'll never happen, meaning invoking the 25th Amendment, led by the vice president, cabinet members, and 2/3 of the House of Congress coming together to unseat a sitting president due to him being unfit. I'm not saying it to you because I think it's going to happen. I'm not going to engage in futility. That ain't going to happen. As long as he's alive and breathing, Donald Trump's going to be the president until the end of the year 2028. It's just a fact. And unlike Marjorie Taylor.
I think Stephen A is right. I think he's right. What I do think though, I think he's, how can I put it? I see where his frustration is coming from. Again, like most folks, you say you want to do this, you say you're gonna do that, but guess what? At the end of the day, nothing happens. Look, it's like a superhero movie, right? You try so hard to try and defeat the bad guy, and the bad guy always comes on top. Like, really, that's what we're witnessing here. That's what you're witnessing. I mean, yeah, he's a convicted felon, but he's also the sitting president. Like, what has the convicted felony or felonies done to him besides add another title to in front of his name? Impeachment, that's just another title. Convicted felon, just another title. You also can put a 2-term president too. Okay, like, I'm just saying, like, what does that do? And I think from him, he's like saying, guys, y'all keep on bringing this and that and the other, and it's like, what are we wasting our time for? Because is as long as he's breathing, he will be there until 2028. And for the most part, he is. He is. I mean, I hate to bring it up, but for crying out loud, this man there's been assassination attempts brought on his life, I think at least 3 times. 2 of them are in jail. One of them have been put down. I mean, I'm just saying, like, what else is there? I'm trying to figure out, like, y'all, we know Trump is a hot mess. We know this. What is the solution here? You know what the solution is? Either hurt him, hit him where it hurts, and that is continue to vote people that support him, by voting them out of Congress, voting them out of Senate, so then he doesn't have the majority. So most of the things he wants to do is going to be a no-show. Yes, he has been doing things that is avoiding, and he does stuff by ignoring Congress. He ignores protocol all the time. So he's doing stuff without their approval. But removing him, I mean, if they have the majority, could they possibly do that? Maybe. I really don't know. It says here nearly 80 Democrats in the House and Senate called on the cabinet to invoke the 25th Amendment. It's a fairly large number, but not large enough to make a difference. Because again, this is 80 coming from the House and Senate. Before a ceasefire deal was made recently, Trump posted on True Social warning Iran if a deal wasn't made by the deadline, a whole civilization would die. That's his word. So that's one of their examples right there. True Social drew backlash from both Democrats and Republicans with calls to invoke 25th Amendment. Republicans being Marjorie Taylor Greene, which, by the way, is no longer in Congress. So I'm still trying to see who that is currently sitting in office from the Republican side has been saying anything. But yeah, Marjorie Taylor Greene, she can say whatever she wants, but she's not in office. She doesn't have any. There is no credibility. There is no. She has no. What's the word I'm looking for? She has no power. All she has is, she has a fan base that might start leaning more to her views, and that's probably what's hurting approval numbers for Donald Trump, or growing his disapproval numbers. But yeah, she doesn't have any power. Green echoed Democrats calling, saying Trump threats are evil and madness. Stephen A also is fueling speculations of a 2028 presidential run. I doubt it. He will slam Green, which you heard in that clip, Green and other politicians calling them bloviating. I'm not going to repeat his quote, but he went on to add, let me see here. Despite disagreeing with calls to unseat Trump, Smith said Trump is a problem. Of course he's a problem. Come on now. This man is a problem because he seems more concerned about leading himself than the American people. He's been like that since first of all. Y'all, I've actually been in Trump Towers before. I have been in Trump Towers. When you go in Trump Towers, you see of a person that overly indulged, like loves themselves too much until it's like creepy. Okay. Like anything with, like when you see a lot of gold, this, gold, that with your name on this, like, give me a break. This man is all about him. He's not about other people. That's the truth. Again, let's not forget this president has been seen in commercials while serving in office promoting watches. Trump time. It's Trump time. Like, yeah, he's promoted watches. He promotes so much of his own merch until they're pushing to have a coin with his face on it while he's sitting in all, like, what is this? Smith went on to reiterate that he is a centrist who leads right fiscally, left with practically everything else, like almost everybody in America. He says, I'm not a fan of MAGA or the extreme right. I'm damn sure ain't a fan of the progressives, which is the extreme left. I'm on the Bill Clinton variety. I'm on Barack Obama variety. I'm a Senator John McCain kind of Republican. When folks, like, at the end of the day, you're an independent. Everybody has their preference. John McCain is one of the class act individuals that you don't see a lot of Republicans like him anymore, right? I'm even thinking of folks like the gentleman out of Texas, former Congressman Will Hurd. Look him up. You have look at Thomas Massey right now. Thomas Massey is an outspoken conservative who is speaking. Adam Kinzinger, another former Republican congressman. Nikki Haley, Republican. Even a I'm trying to continue to think of some more off the top of the dome, but there's a small group of Republican John Kasich, Chris Christie. There's so many Republicans that are literally put homeless because they're leaving their party and moving more towards the center, and hell, even moving towards the left, which is going to walk me to our next story as I digress from this one. Former aide to the former Vice President Mike Pence, Olivia Troye, believe that is her name, has recently announced that she is running or going to be casting her vote for, let's see if I can bring it there to, she is casting her vote, or excuse me, casting her bid, not her vote, excuse me, casting her bid to run for a House seat in the state of Virginia. She is, she has come out that she will be running for Congress in a a new district that also involves the wife of the primary that she's running on. Let me bring this up first before I get to talking. All right, here. So says here, Trump aide turned MAGA's top enemy now runs as a Democrat. You heard it here. Running as a Democrat. Olivia Troye, a former advisor, as I mentioned, of Vice President Mike Pence, who left the White House in 2020 and became a vocal critic of President Donald Trump, announced recently that she is running for Congress as a Democrat. First of all, it's been a lot of longtime Republicans now running for office as a Democrat. Former Georgia Lieutenant Governor Republican Jeff Goff is running for governor of Georgia as a Democrat. You have George Conway, former conservative, former member of the Trump administration in the first term. Kellyanne Conway's ex-husband, okay, left the Republican Party. Now he's running for Congress in New York as a Democrat. Matt Walsh, former congressman out of Illinois, Tea Party guy. He left the party. He's now a Democrat. I believe he was also planning on thinking about running for office as a Democrat, but he has left the party. He is officially a Democrat. There's a large number of people that have been leaving the Republican Party and becoming a Democrat, whether it's running for office or just leaving the party in general and joining the Democratic Party. She is positioning herself as a proud Democrat and MAGA's top enemy, according to her announcement. Someone who has faced countless death threats from MAGA, Troye will run in Virginia's new 7th congressional district in anticipation that the state will pass a redrawn map to try to boost Democratic seats in the House. She faces a crowded primary that includes Virginia's former First Lady, Dorothy McAuliffe, the wife of former governor of the state of Virginia, Terry McAuliffe, as well as multiple state lawmakers. The new lobster-shaped district stretches south from the Washington suburbs to include Harrisonburg and areas around Richmond. Democrats would be the clear favorites if, it voted for Democratic presidential nominee Kamala Harris by 8%, 8 percentage points in 2024, and for Democratic Governor Abigail Spanberger last year by 17 points, according to the Virginia Public Access Project. Troye began her career in the GOP politics, working for the Republican National Committee and the George W. Bush administration. She became an intelligence officer and later was an aide to Pence's office, working on the national security and COVID-19. She then went on to leave the White House in the summer of 2020 and became an outspoken Trump critic, like so many, by the way, eventually announcing she would vote for Democratic nominee Joe Biden, appearing in an ad, exonerating Trump and encouraging fellow Republicans to vote against him. The White House moved to discredit Troye and claim she was fired. She disputes. Okay, now in her launch video, Troye speaks of her childhood as the daughter of a truck driver and a Mexican immigrant, and her political evolution. She says here in 2016, I voted for Hillary, but after Trump won, I kept showing up to work because. So wait a minute. Okay. In 2016, she voted for Hillary, but she kept showing up to work because serving your country isn't supposed to be partisan. The evil I saw in the White House was staggering. In 2020, I finally said enough, and they came for me. Kash Patel, Stephen Miller, even Trump himself. Even Trump himself. It's funny when I'm always doing the show and I always get a call back. I always get a call during my show from people, and I'm like, I'm doing a show, right? But it's all good. It's all good. I love them. Yeah, so all those folks, Kash Patel, they came after her, is what she's saying. Stephen Miller, Kash Patel, who's the FBI director, Stephen Miller, who's a right-hand man of Donald Trump, and then, of course, Donald Trump himself. She said the race is a test of the foothold never Trump Republicans have in modern Democratic politics. This actually gets me thinking here. Democratic voters have welcomed them into the fold to try to defeat Trump, but it's unclear whether they also want to nominate and send them to Congress. Another notable case is George Conway, as I mentioned, longtime conservative attorney who's running in a deep blue House seat in New York City as a Democrat. I will say this. This actually brings on a great conversation here. One thing that is hurting Democrats right now is that they don't have a key. They don't have a face of their party. They don't have anybody to follow behind. They do not have anybody that can say, okay, I need more of this individual and I'll win some parties here. I mean, I'm going to win some elections if I have more of him, because I'll be honest, the progressive movement is not going to win the majority of the Democratic Party. It's not. Okay. I've shared it on the show. Progressives are not winning a lot of elections. They might be very popular amongst just viral videos and really, they're grassroots at the end of the day. They're speaking with the people. People want to see that energy. People want to see that fire. But when it gets to voting day, they just don't come out successful on a regular. Okay. There's not majority progressives in office, in my opinion. Moderates, on the other hand, are. I made a post a while back about Tallarico out there in Texas, James Tallarico, who comes across for most part as moderates. I mean, he's getting Republican Texans, okay, to vouch for him and vote for him and saying, look, we need James. He's the guy to go. Look, I voted for Trump multiple times, but James Tallarico is somebody that doesn't speak, just partisan issues. He speaks to all people. Like, to me, he would be a great face for the new Democratic Party. Now, maybe not the face, but at least try to have his strategy level, his views with it. That being said, you have folks that are pushing more towards moderate. Now, you having folks now that's been Republicans for years and now becoming Democrats. That being said, I rarely see, longtime Republicans go quick to say, I'm a progressive. No, they lean centered and then they lean, center left. That's where it goes. So could this be the future of the Democratic Party? Huh? Could it? Because it's the other way around on the left. You have a lot of longtime Democrats that either party switch and go to Republicans, or they just leave because they don't like the party politics in general. But it's interesting. I'm curious with that. I'm gonna pinpoint that conversation. The question, y'all, that I was bringing up was, being that the left does not have a face, or trying so hard to find those contenders, that voice in the parties, is it easy for them now to try and to add those newly announced Democrats into their party and put them in the hat of, like, maybe they can, even though they didn't win elections yet, but I'm just saying they might could be onto something, because their goal is to get the majority, correct? All right. Let's see here. I'm gonna look at what time. Let me go ahead and digress from the story. So we're gonna continue to follow up with Olivia Troye. I would love to. I'm gonna try and contact her campaign team and try and have her on the show to discuss her campaign and the issues that she wants to tackle. Because I think this is a big story. This is a big story happening here in the Commonwealth. Let's see here. Let me look at my time. All right, let me move it on to this story that came across my feed. So John Morgan, who is a longtime donor to the Democratic Party, billionaire out of Florida. I believe John Morgan, or Morgan & Morgan, is an attorney's office. And let me go ahead and share this visual with you all. So apparently, John wasn't quite happy with the outcome last election of the Democratic Party choosing Kamala Harris. He wasn't happy about that at all. And he was going on different publications and outlets speaking, his mind, being the only one of the only longtime Democratic donors who said, I'm not donating at all to the Democratic Party, or this, I'm not happy, X, Y, and Z. So he has since then been on a mission, thinking about running for office in the state of Florida, but he's also thinking about bringing on a new political party, right? And look, we've seen this time and time again where folks always talk about, hey, look, we need a new party, we need this. And look, I get it. Look, I'm an independent. I'm not a fan of the two-party system anyway. That's why you always see the hat sporting down there that says free agent, because I'm not a fan of it either. But just want to kind of share with you all the existing parties that we currently have. So we have, obviously, Republican Party, Democratic Party. You have the Libertarian Party. You have the Green Party. You have the Constitution Party. You have the Forward Party. You have the Alliance Party, the Working Families Party, the Peace and Freedom Party, the Socialist Equality Party, the Socialist Party USA, Communist Party USA, American Solidarity Party, Prohibition Party, Reform Party, Independent American Party, American Independent Party, No Labels, Legal Marijuana Now Party, Vermont Progressive Party, Conservative Party of New York, Independence Party, which is a state-based variance, and then the Pirate Party USA. I'm gonna tell you right now, 90% of some of these parties I ain't even really heard of. All right, I'll be very honest. I did not hear any. I've obviously heard of No Labels. I've heard of the Forward Party. I've heard the Libertarian, the Green Party. Those are some of your, I'll say leading, well, at least really Green and Libertarian are the leading parties, leading third parties, that is. So now I bring up this because Florida billionaire John Morgan, wants to create a new political party, but he needs the help of the people. And he's offering to pay, give you a cash prize of $100,000 to anyone who comes up with the name in the coming days. He says on his X, I'm going to be rolling out the paperwork that I've already got done to have a third party in Florida. Now, obviously, it will start in Florida, and let's see if it'll branch off or if it will be successful at all. The registered independent said in a video, the 70-year-old who made his money from Morgan & Morgan personal injury law firm is best known for financing campaigns in Florida to raise the minimum wage, and legalize medical marijuana. He says, I believe that the ails us is the two-party system. Most of us agree are on most things, but if you put the D up and the R up, nothing ever gets done. Morgan initially considered a run for governor, but decided against it due to his age. Morgan, see, there we go, 70 years old. He said, no, I can't do it. I don't know. It's too much stress. Morgan said he has big dreams for the new venture. I hope we in Florida can start a real third-party movement in the U.S. As I mentioned, I've seen huge success happening with the Forward Party that was started, co-founded by Andrew Yang, who's a former presidential candidate who was then ran as a Democrat, but he's became an independent, but he launched his Forward Party to bring people together. So I brought up some names here, just some ideas, right? And let me see what you think. So for those who are fed up on both sides, check this out: the American Unity Party, the Common Ground Party, the Independent American Party, the Forward America Party. What about the New Center Party? No, the New Center Party, the Citizens First Party, the Freedom and Unity Party, the American Reform Coalition, the People Over Politics Party, the National Renewal Party. Now, you think any of those are worth $100,000? No. Here's the thing, y'all. I think it's a waste. I really do. I think, yeah, he's gonna create this. Why? Because this man's a freaking billionaire. He can do whatever the hell he wants to do with his money. But parties take time. Parties take time in order to become popular. I mean, it's money, it's gatekeeping, it's so much stuff that happens with the whole part, and it sucks. It really does. Me personally, I just think one of the big things that hurts is obviously ballot access. But also, you have to really be upfront with the people, because the people are tired of the two-party system. I talk to them on a regular. They are exhausted with the two-party system. The right and left back, they don't make up their mind. It's annoying as hell, and it's very exhausting when you're hoping that there are people that truly want to do good, and then they turn out to be sketch. You know what I mean? Or corrupt. Like, it's extremely annoying. Now, I don't know Mr. Morgan. I'm hoping he's truly just there to say, hey, look, I'm tired of seeing and it's time to put my money where my mouth is, literally, and we're going to start this. It's going to be very successful. Who's with me? And I mean, maybe offering this cash prize could help, because it's like saying, look, I want to get it from the people. What name do you want? Because this is a publicity stunt, in my opinion. But hey, I might have to have him on the show, explain himself, talk more about it, prove me wrong. But again, why start a new party and not just back up one of the current parties? Because you heard all the list of third parties that I've already mentioned. Why not support the Forward Party? Seriously, why not support the Forward Party? I do not get it sometimes, y'all. I really don't. You have folks that are big in the libertarian movement. Hey, if your views lean more libertarian, does it lean more Green Party? Like, why start something when you can already be a part of something that's already established and just work ways have to build it up? I mean, shoot, I wish some of the third parties will collab and just combine their parties. Seriously. I really do. I really wish they did, so it can be more of an open competition rather than just saying, well, yeah, we got third parties, but third parties now, they're just going to split the vote. They're just going to split the vote. That's all they're going to do. They're just going to split the vote. They don't have any a strong pull X, Y, and Z. And it's unfortunate, but that's the way the game is played, y'all. That's the way the game is played. I'm looking at my time here, y'all. We do not have time to discuss a couple of our stories that we had online for you, but we'll just move that on to the next show. But as always, y'all, I hope y'all enjoyed the conversation that we've shared today on the Arrington Gavin Show. As always, thank you for staying with us and not leaving. Be sure to follow us on all social media platforms. Be sure to check out our website, www.theagshow.com. You can email me through there if you want to discuss if you're interested in a topic that you haven't heard on this show. Hey, reach out to me, send it to me. I'll talk about it. If you want to again keep tabs and up to speed of what goes on, again, follow us on our social media, Instagram, X, our new X page. What did I say? It was AG Show Live is the handles. AG Show Live is the handles. And from there, y'all just continue to stay in the know, stay informed. Don't be that person that doesn't, that's out of is unaware of what's going on in your communities. No, be informed. Keep your elected officials. Gotta go. Talk to y'all soon for another great convo here on the Arrington Gavin Show. I'm out.
That's it for tonight on the Arrington Gavin Show. Thanks for tapping in and keeping the conversation alive. Don't forget, stay connected with us on all platforms. Follow at Arrington Gavin on Instagram, Blue Sky, and X, and subscribe to the official Substack for exclusive takes and deep dives you won't get anywhere else. We're here every weeknight, same time, same energy, same real talk. Until next time, stay bold. stay sharp, and stay true. That's what we do on the Arrington Gavin Show. Peace.